All right, so we are on to video number 2, which is creating our optical sphere illusion. If you look back at your packet, this is video number 2, but it's step number 3. And just as a reminder, anytime you see those little stars next to the number, that means you have a video to watch. So we're on video number 2, and it also makes a note. It says on here, practice on page 5. So with this video, you really need this packet, and you will need to draw on page 5. So in your packet, you are going to find this piece of paper, and we are going to practice drawing our illusion, our sphere, inside this circle. What you need is a ruler and a pencil. So why don't you grab that now? And you may pause this video once you go get that. All right, so before we begin our video, this is what we are working towards. It's just 6 easy steps. And when you watch the next part of here of me drawing with you, I want you to know that as you're doing this, feel free to pause the video. So if you're looking at something, I want you to pause it, practice it, and then press play again. Work at your own pace. If you have any questions, obviously raise your hand and I will come by and try to assist you. But I ask that you watch the video, maybe replay it, or talk to your buddy that you chose in video number 1, and then ask me after you've gone through those options. So once you are finished with your drawing of this, you may raise your hand for me to come over and I will approve it. And then you can move on to the next video and the next step. Okay, so let us practice on doing our op art drawing of the sphere. So the first thing you'll see is in the numbers 1 through 6 here are the basic steps. The first step we need to do is in the middle, we'll do a straight line, and then in the middle, going horizontally, we'll do a straight line. So using your ruler, if you're a lefty, you'll be doing your ruler with your right hand. Remember, you hold it like an L or backwards L, and then you lean your pencil into the ruler and you draw the line. If you're a righty, you have your left hand with your L shape, so you have the ruler where it can't move, and then you go on the right side of the ruler. Pretty simple. So I'm a lefty and I'll be on this side. So you draw that first straight line, and then you do the next one, the one in the middle. So I'll do that one here, like such. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect in the middle, it'll still give that good illusion. Now the next part is the one for here, for number 3. And if we zoom in a little, you'll notice that it looks a little bit like a basketball. And this side, going into that first and third quadrant, you need to have a curve. It has to curve. Just like this curves, you'll practice a smaller one in here. And notice it doesn't touch this line and it doesn't touch over here or the bottom one, so you want to kind of find them in the middle. And it's the same thing for this side. This side, you don't want that curve. You want it to curve like the one on the right. So let's go back. We'll zoom out. So from right here, we'll do that. And so if it helps you, you can do a dot here and a dot here to give you an idea. We want to create this curve. So we'll do the curve like that. Now the next one, we'll do a dot here and we'll do a dot here. And we will curve just like that. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Now the next one, we have curves, one here and one on the bottom. And sorry, we got noise outside. The next part is we need to do the top part like this up here. We're going to do a curve similar to that one. So we'll come back here, maybe if it helps, make a dot here and a dot on this side, and we're going to curve it. If it helps, something that I do is I practice tracing, pretend tracing above to get that curve, and then you're able to do it when you go over it yourself. And don't worry if it slants or it's not perfect. Remember, we like to make beautiful oopses, so we'll do one here and one here. We practice, and then you do the same thing. Okay? see, each time you do it gets better and better. Now, the tricky part is this one. And my simple trick will help you so you don't get caught up on which ones to choose to be black and which ones you choose to leave blank. So we're going to we go blank, black, blank, black, just like you read a book. Now go to the second row. It's next to that. So we're going to go blank, black, blank, black, blank, black, blank, black, blank, black, blank, black. Now I know which ones to color in. Because when you do your own optical illusion later, you may not have this as an example. So afterwards, we just fill it in so you can watch. And so there we have it. When you do this on your own projects, you'll use black marker so you won't see any of the pencil X lines. Also, I did it darker so you could see my X's on the camera, but usually I say draw light until you get it right, and then it's easy to cover it or easy to erase and it never exists. So the last step, as you'll see here, is these little areas are all shading. So what you can do is using your pencil. What I like to do is the way you hold your pencil is you hold it normal and then you use your fingers. So I always say hold your wrist and don't let your wrist move. You don't want your wrist to move, you want your fingers to move. Kind of like your hand is saying hello. So you're going hello with your hand to do the shading. So let's look here. We've got this corner. So you come over to this corner and then you just do a little bit of shading. And you go lighter and lighter. The trick is also something else that I usually show is you can make little tornadoes. So you start dark and then you start going lighter and lighter and lighter until your hand is off the paper. So it's darker off the paper. And you'll start to notice my pencil has this to it now, and that helps with making it so it's not like dark and sharp like that. It's smooth. And usually you can use your fingers and smudge it and get your fingers with some of the charcoal on there. So all those little corners, that's what you'll be doing for that. For in the middle in here, you can just do a little bit to kind of give it that little bit of a shade. This side, it looks a little darker on this one. So you can push dark here and then go lighter. And just get that shading bit so it looks like it's kind of falling back. You can see that without the glare. And that's all you have. If it's the end of class, know that you finished this video and you want to move on to doing the cube, but you spent all the time working on the sphere, don't worry. All you need to do is take your packet and put it in your table folder, and we have plenty of time to work on that another day. Okay?